Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Coffee and Hero Show, taking you through all the new graphic novels into the store this week. A little bit of housekeeping first of all, just to keep you guys informed. I always like to keep you up to date, keep you in the loop with regards to deliveries. Deliveries are all over the place at the moment. They're not coming over in a traditional way. They're not coming over all at the same time to, the Diamond Warehouse in the UK or in England, which then gets transferred to us. It used to be we got a delivery on a Monday and that contained everything. At the moment, it's anybody's guess, genuinely. It's providing sleepless nights for me. It's tripling our workload, to be honest, and we really hope it settles down soon. But yeah, for example, this week, our graphic novel delivery arrived on Saturday. To the point where a driver came in to me and went, "I've got a delivery here for you. Do you want it? Or do you want me to hold it till Monday?" I was like, "Bring it in." But on that invoice, there was no single issue releases. There was no Marvel. There was no DC. There was no Indie. I gave it until late on Monday before emailing, and they went, "Oh yeah, it just arrived in today, so we'll get them out to you as quick as possible." Delivery of single issues for this week could arrive today. I'm recording on the Tuesday. It could arrive on Wednesday. It could arrive Thursday. I just don't know. So please do be patient with us, guys, for the next little while. It's completely out of our hands. It's not just ourselves. Forbidden Planet will be getting theirs late. Any comic stores close to us will be getting theirs late because they always have to add an extra day for deliveries to get it across the water to Northern Ireland as opposed to in the UK, mainland UK. So, as I say, there is no one more frustrated than me about it, believe me. But yeah, just be patient with us over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully these are teething problems. Diamond UK have recently bought their own company. They're now completely independent. And hopefully they'll put some new measures in place that, gets things back to normal. Because I've spoken to one or two people about this in the store. It completely messes up every single system I've set up in here for 8 years. It messes up when I can record my YouTubes. It messes up when I can do my social media posts. It messes up when I can do, I can mark the pull lists for what's coming out. So yeah, as I say, just do understand it is putting a lot of pressure on us as well. So your understanding is greatly appreciated. But away from all that negative stuff, but onto the positive stuff, some fantastic stuff into the store this week. The graphic novel delivery was massive, and that's because I invested a lot in the last week or two into orders. So the first thing just to throw your way is the DC Compact line. I've talked about these at length before. These are sort of these almost digest size. They are complete stories. They are tremendous value, and one of the best ideas DC have had in years. So we have our display stand just by the till. So everything is $10 or £9, and we have packed it to the absolute gills. So to give you some indication of what came in this week to add to it, we've got Far Sector, of course, a recent brilliant Green Lantern story. We got Batman Hush, absolute classic there. You want to speak classics, you talk about Batman Court of Owls. We have the Brian Azzarello Liber Mayo Joker title. A new release this week is one of DC's best ever books, in my opinion. DC The New Frontier by Darwin Cook. We have All-Star Superman back in stock, and also Superman Batman. And then there's other titles over there that aren't in this list, but we just had in stock already. So Watchmen, Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, Earth One, Catwoman, Batwoman, Elegy, The Authority. As I say, that range is tremendous value, so highly, highly recommend. But anyway, into the main box here. So we've got a couple of titles to kick off in terms of all ages. A book that came out a few years ago we're big fans of is a book called The Last Witch. It is by sort of local writer, although he has Canadian blood in him as well, and he's currently living in Europe, is The Last Witch. So written by Conor McCreary, art by VB Class. Brilliant all-ages fantasy book, goes into Irish mythology quite a bit as well. If you do check it out, or you are thinking about checking it out, also check out our recent podcast we just dropped. We were interviewing Conor recently, tremendously fun guy to chat to, really fun podcast as well. So we just dropped part 1 there the other day. So that is in store from this week. We have Red Hood Outlaws, volume 4. So continuing on with the webtoon stuff, getting full printings. So Red Hood and the Outlaws. We've got Invincible Volume 4 back in stock. We have all the trade paperbacks on back order. As soon as they come in stock, they just come back in. We always like to try and have every volume where possible. So there. And then we also have, which again is for younger readers, pardon me, Supergirl Cosmic Adventures in the 8th grade, a Supergirl graphic novel. So away from those ones and on to the traditional stuff. As I say, some big releases this week. So we have DC Finest, Justice League of America, The Return. This covers 1985 to 19 87. This contains Justice League of America issues, let's see, 241 to 261, Justice League of America Annual Number 3, and includes the crossover issue Infinity Inc. 19, drawn by future superstar artist Todd McFarlane. Without a doubt, the biggest book this week, though, is Absolute Batman Hitch Trade. So the Absolute Universe is starting to come to trades. We have the trade paperback, and you'll see it further along as well. We have the hardcover. This is something else DC have started doing recently again. The amount of stuff they're doing at the moment just makes sense. It's crazy. But they are releasing the trade paperback and the hardcover same day. So you have a choice as a customer. What format do you prefer? I'm more of a hardcover guy myself because there's only a couple of pound difference. But I can see the appeals, of course, of trade paperbacks as well. So without the mansion, without the money, without the butler, what's left is the Absolute Dark Knight. You know, you already know it's one of our favourite books in store, and it's easily our top seller in store. Next up, we have Spider Society, Enter the Spider-Versers. So this is continuing on with the Spider-Verse stuff. You've got Spider Society 1 to 4, material from Web of Spider-Man number 1, and Edge of Spider-Verse 1 and 4 as well. Getting a traditional trade paperback release now as well is Marvel Zombies, Black, White and Blood. We did have the large versions of it, the Treasury size that Marvel released, but they're now released into trade paperback size. This is all 4 issues of the mini-series and includes Marvel Zombie stories by the likes of Garth Ennis, Alex Seguera, Doug Wagner, Peach Momoko, Steve Scrooge, Javi Fernandez, Danny Earls, all types of really, really good stuff there. Next up, we have Batman Superman World's Finest, Total Eclipso. So this is continuing on with the volumes of Batman Superman World's Finest, Mark Waid writing, of course. This is volume 7 and includes issues 31 to 34, as well as Green Lantern, Green Arrow World's Finest Special number 1. Another big release this week is definitely Justice League Unlimited, Into the Inferno. So Mark Waid, Dan Mora, their massive relaunch for Justice League in the All-In era. This includes the first 6 issues, I believe, of the Justice League run. Next up, we have Green Lantern Civil Core. So this includes the current Green Lantern run, 16 to 18, Green Lantern Civil Core Special number 1, and Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum number 1 as well. So Jeremy Adams on that, doing some fantastic stuff in the Green Lantern universe. Next up, a couple of Image books. We have Feral. We're up as far as volume 3 now. This, of course, is from the Stray Dogs team of Tony Flex. And yeah, just a really, really cool book. Really, really dark sort of animal tale, if you will. Elsie and the Indoor Cats continue to fight for their lives in a rabies-infested nightmare world. Next up, we have Grommets. We got 1 or 2 of these in before, but we were massively short of what we should have had. One of my favourite books last year, and coming into this year. Rick Remender, Bram Posehn on writing, and Brett Parson on art. The art alone is worth every penny of this book. Just a really good look into 80s skating culture, into, you know, growing up, growing pains, being a teenager, trying to fit in, trying to get a friend group. Just very, very good, very highly recommended. And it was back when skaters, it was a pre-Tony Hawk era, shall we say, wasn't exactly considered cool. Next up, we have Legion of Superheroes, The Great Darkness Saga, the Deluxe Edition. So this is from Paul Levitz, Keith Giffen, Larry Malstead as well. Kneel Before Darkseid. This is the Deluxe Edition of the classic Levitz storyline that was decades ahead of its time and still stands as one of DC's most enthralling superhero tales. This collects Legion of Superheroes 284 to 296 and the annual number 1. Into a couple of those hardcovers as I was talking about. So again, Absolute Batman hardcover. I just prefer the format of it personally. It's the biggest order I've ever done since we've been open in terms of a brand new release graphic novel. We've got 20 hardcover copies, which for us is massive. I don't normally order more than maybe 5. I think Ultimate Spider-Man ordered 10. Because obviously we're an independent store, we can't have huge stock levels at all times. So I ordered big on that, so you should be fine if you're coming to us for it. And then we also have hardcovers for Justice League Unlimited as described before, and Batman Superman World's Finest. A couple more to finish off with. We have the King of Spies Library Edition from Dark Horse Comics, written by Mark Millar, art by Matteo Scalera. Brilliant book. This is basically to do with like an older James Bond. You know, you can even tell the art is based on Pierce Brosnan. You know, it's basically a secret agent who was like amazing in the 60s, and then once he gets older, what do? They just discard you, but there's life in the old dog yet. Very, very highly recommended. And then just a couple of compendiums to finish off with. Back in stock, Invincible Compendium 2. The second of 3 parts of Invincible. I'm glad to see we also have Volume 3 back in stock as well. Volume 1's already over there, so all of Invincible back in stock. And then finally back in stock as well is Walking Dead Compendium number 1. So we have had this on back order for ages. We're trying to have all 4 volumes in stock at any one time. We've got 1, 2, and 4. We're just waiting on 3 coming in, but volume 1 of one of the greatest comics of all time. So yeah, that's everything graphic novel wise in this week. Keep an eye on the social media channels. I'll keep you guys up to date where I can regarding single issues this week. Again, we thank you for your patience. And yeah, hopefully they arrive sooner rather than later and we can get on to getting the comics out. So, as ever guys, anything appeals to you there, just get in touch with the store. We're always happy to hold stuff for you. But in the meantime, I hope this proved useful. I'll hopefully see you in the store throughout the week. I'll hopefully have some single issue comics to sell. Although, I have a few around the store just in case. So yeah, hopefully see you guys soon. Take it easy.